to make a decision, put decision in the chat because in life we've got to be decisive. And I made a decision to really get my credit right. Took it from a 524 to an 850 FICO. And I did the same thing with my wife because I understood that together we individually we are powerful, but together we become unstoppable. And we have two incredible individuals this evening that's going to show you how to become unstoppable on your path to freedom. So let me remove myself out the way and introduce you to a powerhouse queen out of the Carolinas. She is the kind of driver where with it doesn't matter what vehicle you put her in, she's going to drive it and it's going to win. That's just who she is. She is a proven entrepreneur, a proven boss within the space of financial literacy, entrepreneurship, real estate, built a very successful and continue to do so, build a very successful real estate business, and the same within the fintech and financial literacy space, really allowing so many families and individuals, handing them the keys to one of the, if not the most expensive investment they'll ever make in their lifetime, which is home ownership. Really helping more families than so many to become homeowners. And so tonight, man, she's going to share with you information that if you really hold on to this information, not only will it change your life, not only will it change your community, it will change an entire generation and generations to come. Ladies and gentlemen, none other than a proven multiple six figure earner and producer in multiple industries, Miss DeAndra Thompson. Are you there?
Yes, I am here, Lyndon. Thank you so much for that warm introduction. I definitely have to give it back to you. Thank you so much for your leadership, your mentorship. If we can show Mr. Lyndon Weddis some love in the chat, drop some heart signs in the chat for him. And I'm just super excited to be alongside you on this journey, King. So thank you so much for that warm introduction. But hey, everyone, how is everyone doing? I am super excited to share this information with you guys. I am going to share just a little bit more about my story before we get started. Lennon shared a little bit about me. I've accomplished a lot in a little bit of time, but before I became, a successful entrepreneur, I was someone who came from very, very humble beginnings. By the age of 25, I had literally over 50 jobs. I could not keep a job to save my life. And I learned something about myself that I was unemployable. I could not keep a job. And the last job that I got fired from, it really struck a nerve in me. I was at that job for 2 years and I was fired. I was being discriminated against. They let me go. And that was the final straw for me. I told myself, I'm not going back. I'm not working a job again. I'm not giving someone the power to control my paycheck, the power to tell me if I can take a lunch break, the power to tell me if I can take a vacation or not. That lifestyle was just not for me. So I had to figure it out. And the crazy thing is, when I got fired, I was actually going through a tough time in my life. I didn't have much knowledge about financial literacy, so I didn't have any money saved up. I was literally maxing out my credit cards. My credit score was at a 700 and it dropped to a 400 because of the utilization on my credit cards. I was behind on all of my bills. I was facing eviction. I was going through a time, okay? Like life was lifing. But despite all those negative things that I had going on, I still had faith and I told myself I was going to figure it out and make this work. And I got introduced to this industry by my mentor, Mr. Kent Williams. He showed me this and I was like, this is the way. This is how I'm going to break this cycle. As a realtor, this platform really helped me because as I was building my real estate business, I needed money coming in and I didn't want to work a job. So I got into this industry. I was able to help thousands of clients nationwide within my first year in this industry. I was able to make my first six figures. I paid out $20,000 worth of credit card debt. I was able to help so many people make additional income as well. So if you are a guest on the line, just listen up because this information that I'm about to share with you guys is so powerful and it's really the way to help you become financially free. And that's what we're going to share with you guys today. Okay. So somebody drop freedom in the chat because we are Freedom Path and we're the future of financial services. Okay. So let's just get into our company and what we are about. So we were founded in 2021. We are 100% debt free and privately owned. We own all of our services. We are industry leading technology. We have industry leading technology and services, and we're on a mission to help 1 million people in 5 years. And if you want to be a part of the 1 million people that we're going to help in the next 5 years, drop me in the chat, okay? We have a proven track record of success and support. We have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, and we have 5-star reviews on all platforms. Now let's get into our leadership. Shout out to our leadership, Mr. Kevin Carell. He is the CEO and founder. When I tell you guys, it feels so good to be a part of a leadership of people that actually cares, that people that actually put the field first. I cannot tell you, any CEO that I've been associated with that actually pick up the phone and call you and text you when you need something. So huge shout out to Mr. Kevin Carell. Also shout out to Mr. Ryan Ragland, our president and co-founder. And definitely a huge shout out to my mentor, our vice president of sales, Mr. Kent Williams, okay? Now, let's get into the barriers of financial freedom. Like, why do we need to help people become financially free? I mean, let's be honest, you guys. People are out here struggling. If you look at the economy, we are almost in a recession. People need financial help, okay? So, Time Magazine reported that a bad credit score can cost you over $200,000 in mortgage, in a car, and in credit card interest over your lifetime. That is a lot of money that people are spending because they have poor credit. Nearly 60% of Americans don't have enough savings to cover a $500 unplanned expense. And I found myself there a few years ago. I didn't have enough money to cover my rent. I didn't have enough money to pay my bills. So we all can agree that we know people that's going through some type of financial struggle, or we may have been in some type of financial struggle ourselves. Last but not least, the last barrier is lack of financial literacy. I didn't have any financial literacy. I was the type of person that would spend a check and felt like I could get it right back. I did not know how to budget my money, okay? So lack of financial literacy is costing Americans a total of more than $436 billion since 2022. And we're in 2025, so you know that number has increased, okay? And people in America, they're denied and distressed. Since March of 2022, 50% of Americans who've applied for a loan or financial product have been denied. Let's imagine how these people feel. Let's imagine going to the bank, applying for a loan so you can take care of your family, so you can pay your bills, and you're getting denied. Like, that is probably a hurtful feeling. And we're going to change that for people that need financial help. Okay. So we have our package, our program called Freedom Wealth. It's a comprehensive financial solution that's out here changing lives. Okay. So with this service, it's so many things included. Okay. So we have a score path. The score path shows you where your credit stands, how to improve it, and it unlocks the paths to better financial opportunities. Okay. So in the score path, you can actually monitor your credit. You don't have to go through a third party service like Smart Credit, Identity IQ. It's all in the service in real time where you can check your credit. You also have access to Score Boost where you can send out your disputes and correct errors that may be on your credit report. All right. We also have a builder credit account inside the platform as well, where you don't have to go out to other third parties and try to build credit. We already have that in the platform. And you have access to a credit attorney. If you have things going on that you don't understand and you need extra guidance, you have access to a credit attorney right at your fingertips. Okay. Another thing that's included inside the platform is the wealth path. Okay, so the wealth path gives you the tools to build and protect your financial future, from estate planning and personal loans to smart financial calculators. Let's talk about, there's so many people out here that's living their day-to-day life that don't have, a will and trust estate plan. All right, there's celebrities out here that literally worked their whole entire life, built a brand, built a business, and then when they passed away, they had nothing in place to protect their assets. So it's so important that you have knowledge of where to access a will and trust so you can protect your future and your family. All right. So you also have access to personal loans, financial planning, and a debt tracker is included as well. So that way you can accomplish your goals and tackle your debt. Included with the software as well is the life path. So the life path helps you live smarter every day, shielding your identity, unlocking savings, and simplifying travel planning. So we all know that there's so many data breaches. I just checked my phone the other day and I got an email saying that TransUnion got a data breach. There's so many ways that people can obtain your information. I can't tell you guys how many horror stories that I've heard from my clients where they were victims of identity theft. So now you have the opportunity to protect your identity. Also, you can save with local savings. We all love a discount, okay? And you can save with travel as well. I love to travel also. And then you have access to the biz path. Drop a 3 in the chat if you know any business owners out here funding their business out of pocket. Okay, because 80% of business owners don't know what business credit is. They don't know that business credit even exists. But with the biz path, it gives you the tools to start, grow, and scale your business. It teaches you how to separate your personal credit from your business. All right. So with business credit, funding options and resources designed to fuel lasting success. So you have access to where you can formate your business. You have access to the Business Credit Academy and business funding as well. Now, all of this is included in one service. All right. We all can agree that this one service alone has so much value. Somebody drop value in the chat because this alone is powerful. There's so many companies out here claiming that they can fix credit, all right, charging an arm and a leg, charging thousands of dollars. But this one service has so many tools that really can help you elevate in your life. And like I said before, we are on the path to help people become financially free. So to access the Freedom Wealth software, you can get started for less than $200. $189 to start elevating your life, $99 a month. That's literally less than $4 a day to get you on the right track, okay? So I really hope that you guys got some value in the service that I just provided to you guys, because let me tell you, it is really out here changing lives. But I know there are some people that's interested on how they can elevate even further, okay? So we're gonna show you how you can really set yourself up for success and how you can really get to the bag, all right? So it's called Broker Careers, and I'm gonna let the next speaker explain this information to you guys, all right? So the next speaker, the next leader that I'm gonna call up, when I tell you guys, he is a powerhouse leader. He is always in the field helping his team. He is someone who truly cares, okay? I've seen him build several multiple six-figure businesses. I've also seen him be a top producer in several companies. He's also a top realtor here in North Carolina and South Carolina as well. And it's just really an honor to be in business with him. He's walked several people off of their job, including myself, okay? So without further ado, if we can, drop some heart signs in the chat, some money signs in the chat, some fire signs in the chat for our Vice President of Sales, Mr. Kent Williams.
What's going on, D? Listen, thank you so much for that warm introduction. Y'all, listen, put some hearts, put some fire in the chat for Miss DeAndra Thompson. Listen, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to serve alongside somebody like yourself. Queen, you know, what you do for the team is truly admirable. As humble as you are, not sure if you mentioned the fact that your business is doing 30 to 40,000 in volume every single 30 days. The number one customer enroller as we transition over from the previous company, yourself running 2 six-figure businesses. You're always in the trenches. You always showing up. I already see you on that leaderboard. You know, you're just a servant leader. So I'm just glad and honored to be in business with somebody like yourself. Also, shout out to Lyndon Weathers for hosting the call. Always a pleasure serving with you, King. You already know. But listen, y'all, I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. I'm gonna give y'all a few nuggets, show y'all how we get to the bag, and then we'll get up out of here. My name is Kent Williams, Vice President of Sales here at FreedomPath. Tell you a little bit about my story. I was just a normal guy who was taught to go to school and get an education, go to college, get a degree, find a job, and you'll be successful in life. Put a 1 in the chat if you understand that the school system failed us, right? They taught us to go to school, find a job, work hard to become successful. But just ask yourself, how many 9-to-5 workers do you know that's wealthy? 40 hours a week, every month, every year, year over year, just to retire broke. They couldn't live off 100%. What make you think they can live off 40% when they retire, right? Put a 2 in the chat. I just want to see who I'm talking to tonight. If you ever been overworked and underpaid, right? Had a job, J-O-B, I like to call it just over broke. Put a 5 in the chat, though, if you have residual bills, because see, if you have residual bills, you need to have residual income, all right? So all I ask is that people just keep an open mind. We ain't here to convince y'all or anything. We here to just provide some value. But as I get into this and I share my screen, I want you to just ask yourself, what industry creates the most wealthiest people? It's financial services. What do we provide? financial services. So as we matriculate through this presentation, I want you to just keep in mind, can you give yourself the lifestyle that you desire with your current job? Can you give your kids the lifestyle that they desire, that you want for them with your current income? And see, if the answer to that is no, let me tell you, freedom is the answer. Give me a thumbs up, a nod head. If you can see my screen, okay, we're going to go right through this. And what we're here to talk about tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is fintech, right? What is fintech? It's financial technology. It's the integration of technology into offerings by financial services companies to improve their use and delivery to consumers. The global fintech market is projected to grow over 700 billion by 2030, driven by demand for easier, faster, and more accessible financial solutions. The traditional financial system isn't meeting the needs of many people, leading to a massive opportunity for fintech. All right. So when you look here and you look at our technology that we have here to power your business, it is the state of the art, nation of the art, whatever you like to call it, because the visibility, the aesthetics is just such pleasing that you can run your business in your back office truly like a professional from day one. All right. Now, just a little overview of the back office. You can see right here with your credit tracker, it is easy to track. You can click on assets on the wealth tab in your broker back office. Once granted consent by your member, listen, you have full visibility. So now if you've been in the credit space before, if you've been in the credit industry before, and you had limited visibility, it makes it tough for you to be able to properly assist your clients. But now you can see their starting score, you can see their current score, you can see their point increase, and it is so much manageable for you to help and assist your clients. Now, I won't spend too much time on this, y'all, but have you ever been in a company where you submit them for a loan and then you had no idea where they were in the process with the loan, right? But now you can simply click on the notes and the funding tracker. That feature allows you to see every single step of the way from them applying all the way to when they actually got funded. All right. Now, with our Freedom Life, secure your legacy. Again, this is easy, point, click. I promise you, even an 8-year-old can leverage this platform. I promise you, you can enter your license. You can get your license to contract with Freedom Life. Y'all see it, right? Submit applications, training, the reports, everything is simply visible for you. Now, let's talk about what's disrupting the financial services. See, FreedomPath, the traditional way, you have traditional financial services. It goes to TV, internet advertising. But now, see, we're going to cut out all of that. We're going to cut out the middleman. You're now going to be the bridge between FreedomPath and giving your customers access to the solutions that they need for their problems. See, the FreedomPath independent broker business model empowers people to earn by helping others, provide equal and equitable access to financial services, and create income opportunities for others to help people. And listen, y'all, if you had a cure to cancer, who would you tell? Everybody. So we have a financial cure to people's financial problems. So who are we going to tell? Everybody. Somebody put everybody in the chat. See, what we have here, y'all, is Freedom Wealth. Now, keep in mind, everything, every solution that we offer our clients, it accumulates what? Points. So when you help somebody with Freedom Wealth, you get 1 to 2 points. If somebody, gets life insurance, you get 2 to 6 points. Y'all see the picture, right? But the point is these points accumulate and it gives you additional income. So let's go ahead and talk about that, right? So you can become an independent broker with us today. We give you everything that you need to be successful in this business. The only thing I cannot give you is your own effort. You get all the tools, all the training, support that you need to be successful, and the mentorship of leaders like myself, like Mr. Lyndon Weddis, like Miss DeAndra Thompson, like Miss Dr. Michelle Kofer, right? Like Letitia Taylor. You get a personalized back office to manage your business. We got Broker University so you can learn and grow. Custom branded website, tools, training, support, and a comprehensive marketing system. So we have success, y'all, in 3 easy steps. We let people know what it is that we do. We direct them to our website and we help them sign up for the product what they need. We're not trying to convince anybody that they need our service. But once we find their pain point, once we find a solution, then we're going to encourage them to get started. All right. So let's go to the next slide. And I promise you, I'll be up out of here in about 5 to 10 minutes. Speaking of 5, y'all, we get paid 5 different ways, right? In your fintech business, we get direct commission, residual commission, customer acquisition bonuses, leadership match bonus, and an infinity growth bonus. Somebody put 5 in the chat, because see, most people work a job and they only get paid what? One different way. So let's talk about it here really quick. All right, y'all. So we're going to talk about the direct income and residual. So your personal sales income. So you get 40% off a new customer activation. All right. And these commissions are paid weekly. It's 40% of commissionable revenue for new client services. But now you also get monthly residual commissions. It's up to 30% of monthly commissionable revenue. And this is earned on all billed products. All right. Now, the customer acquisition bonus. Now, this ain't the cab that take you from your house to the grocery store. This is a cab that takes you from your current financial situation to financial freedom. Now, as we talked about those points that accumulate, well, guess what? If you get 3 product points on top of the commission that you earn, on top of the overrides that you're going to receive, 3 product points, you're going to receive an additional $100. You get 10 product points. Guess what? That's going to be an additional $500. Now, you may come out killing it like some people do, get an additional 15 product points. That's going to be an additional $1,000, right? What can an additional $1,000 a week do for somebody? You might come out like Giselle did last week on fire and hit over 20 product points and get an additional $2,500. The point is, y'all, you can earn up to $3,500 for every 10 enrollments. Somebody put 10 in the chat, because I want y'all to understand, with 10 broker bundles, you just made $1,000 plus a $2,500 cab. That is crazy. That is a ridiculous amount of income. Well, Kent, well, what happens if I get more than 20 points? Well, guess what? We're going to pay you out accordingly because it reset. So if you get 25 points in a week, well, guess what? You earned the $2,500 bonus plus the 5 that carried over. That's an additional $200. So now you just made an additional $2,700 on the cab plus the $1,000 that you earned with the broker bundle enrollments. That's a total of $3,700. Ladies and gentlemen, put some fire in the chat if that is life changing. All right. Now we're going to leverage the broker model. Now, I don't know if any of y'all ever been on a job where you had to train somebody. I know for me, I worked in the call center, and guess what? They'll bring somebody, they'll sit them right beside me, they'll plug their headset in with mine. And guess what? I trained them, but on payday, I didn't get anything extra. They got their paycheck, I got my paycheck, and we went on about our lives. But see here, when you bring people into the business and we help them grow, guess what? This business is nationwide. We have a leadership match on the team commissions. Doesn't that encourage you to help people even more? You get to earn up to 20% on your team's commission as an override bonus. Listen, y'all, your network is your net worth. All right. Now, listen, this is one of my favorites right here. This is the monthly infinity growth bonus. And I get it, y'all. Sometimes when we talk big numbers, we start to lose people because people was trained that you had to work hard to become successful. Right. So when we see some of these large numbers, it start to spook people. But just stay with me here. As your business grows, so does your income. See, sometimes on your job, it doesn't matter how much you grow, no matter how much your skill set increase, there's a ceiling to how much income you can actually receive. But see, here at Freedom, once your portfolio accumulates 150 points, now you're inducted into the IGB, the Infinity Growth Bonus, to where now you're receiving an additional $1,000 a month on top of the earnings that you receive that I just discussed. 300 points, that's an additional $2,000. 600 points, that's an additional $4,000, right? And y'all see where I'm going with this. Put in the chat, what's your goal? What amount of monthly infinity growth bonus do you want to receive? Because see, you can't hit a target that you don't see. You got to first see it and you got to believe it. And I promise you, if you put in the work, you can achieve it. 1,200 points, y'all. That's $8,000 monthly. Now, this is where it starts to get life changing. 2,400 total points. Now, I get it. It may not happen overnight. It may not happen in the first 90 days. It may not happen in the first 2 or 3 years, but you got to stick and stay and be committed. See, some of y'all like to go on 90-day runs. See, we got to go on 1,000-day runs, right? But if you want to get to the top, get over 19,200 total points, y'all, we're talking about becoming a millionaire. And that is definitely possible here with Freedom. So let's talk about some of the fun stuff. You know, your business is on your own terms. I don't try to push, being a multiple six-figure earner off on other people. I understand some people just need an extra couple of $100 a week to cover childcare. Maybe it's a few extra $100 a month to cover their child, sports. Maybe they need, $500 or $600 to save for vacation, or maybe to get another vehicle. I get it, right? You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. So join us for the ultimate cruise experience. We got a contest that's going on now through December. So you still have time to accumulate points to earn a free cruise paid for by our C-suite. Listen, y'all, we got dedicated training events daily, weekly pay, monthly pay. You get to work from anywhere with flexible hours. You get a co-branded website. Training certifications is included. We love recognizing people. We do awards. We have trips and more. And one thing I love about the business, y'all, is willable, it's sellable, and it's transferable. All right. So let's talk about some of these testimonies. We got Dr. Michelle Kofer, and this lady is very special and dear to me. A lot of you don't know. Some of you do. When I first got into the industry back in 2019, well, guess what? I was introduced to her by a guy I enrolled with, didn't have no clue what I was doing, by Mr. James Hancock. And guess what, y'all? He left the industry. Guess who my mentor was, y'all? Dr. Michelle Kofer. So if any of y'all are on here, or if she invited you to this call, let me tell you, plug in, because one day you too can become highly successful at this. But she's a kingdom entrepreneur who always prioritized financial literacy. And over the last 8 years, she's focused on bringing high level financial services and products to the marketplace, right? You see, Mr. Kevin Blake, after years of improving credit the traditional way, he saw the system to address the growing demand from businesses seeking funding. Y'all see the rest, right? So I won't read everything, and y'all already heard Miss DeAndra Thompson's story, so I won't go too deep into hers. But y'all know, as a licensed realtor, this allowed her to help more people go from unqualified to qualified so they can accomplish home ownership. She enrolled a lot of customers daily, monthly, and yearly, which, awarded her the #1 customer enroller. But by able to add this to her portfolio of services, now with the visibility, it is truly a game changer and made sense. All right. So let's talk about it. And we're at the end, y'all. Now open up for questions if y'all have any. You can put them in the chat. But what do you want to do? You want to launch your business, right? It's only $289 to start a business that's in a box that comes already with the website. It comes with mentorship, right? It comes with customer service. So you can get the broker bundle, that is the services, and the Freedom Wealth, because we want you to be a product of your own product. We don't want you just helping people with their credit. We want you to also elevate your own credit. Then it's just $99 monthly. Y'all, we're talking about for less than a pair of shoes. You can start a business. And one of my favorite parts is, we got a lot of tax professionals on the line, is it is a business write-off. So it's not something that you're paying, it's something that you invest in, so you can get a ROI, a return on your investment. But listen, the things that you pay for anyway now become tax deductible, right? A lot of y'all pay a light bill anyway. You can write off the square footage in your home, right? You can write off your cell phone. These are bills that you're paying anyway. See, I don't take vacations anymore. I take business trips, because see, my flight, my hotel, my dining, that going to become what? A business write-off. All right. So listen, definitely you want to get started today, but I'm going to ask a few questions. Does this sound like something that you're looking for? Because see, successful people are very decisive. Somebody put decisive in the chat. Does this sound like what you're looking for? Do you see yourself or someone you know using this or doing this now? See, some of y'all have people in your own household right now that need credit help. I know I'm talking to somebody. Some of y'all have people right now that's funding a business out of pocket, and you can help them with our funding. Well, you might be a 3. Listen, Kent, you're talking too long. I've been ready to sign up. I'm waiting for the call to end so I can contact the person that invited me, right? So if that's you and you're ready to get started now, let the person know that invited you that you are a 3. And if you have questions, we'll answer the questions for you. Because what I don't want you to do is to get off here tonight and go ask one of your broke best friends what they think you should do about a 6 or multiple 6-figure opportunity. All right. So let the person know what you are, a 1, 2, or 3. And listen, y'all, I'll leave y'all with this. The best way to get ahead in anything in life is to simply get started. Why? Because we understand that procrastination is the single biggest dream killer of all time. Just ask yourself, where were you 3 years ago financially? Where were you last year financially? Matter of fact, where were you at the beginning of 2025? See, nothing changes if nothing changed. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So that's the definition of insanity. See, if you've been working 40 hours a week, every month, every year, year over year, and you still don't have $289 to invest in yourself to start a business, and you've been working 5, 10, 15 years, what else do you need to see that you need more income? All right. If you don't believe me, just pull out your app, pull out your banking app. Just look at the balance and just ask yourself, does all the hours, all the years of my labor, does it add up? And if the answer is no, then freedom is for you. Obviously, y'all, we got business partners all across the United States, including Puerto Rico. You see some of our leaders out here in different states, in different areas. Definitely lock arms and partner with the person that invited you out this evening. Y'all, my name is Kent Williams, Vice President of Sales here at this amazing company, FreedomPath. Now, we'll put in the chat, y'all, some fire. If you got any value